Right, I have a story to tell you all. I've not been around for it. My health's been a bit sketchy, but I'm so much better now. I've rested, I've got the correct help, etc. We are all back, so it's all good now. But while I was a bit ill and, you know, traveling or being in bed, like being bedridden, blah, 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 I only had my phone. So I don't know what it is. I've been playing old school RuneScape again. And you know what the funniest thing is? I've been chronically offline while I've been ill. So I've just got an addiction. I've not played since I made my account like 10, 15 years ago. Like when I played was when RuneScape 3 was old school RuneScape. So I started again in old school RuneScape because it doesn't copy and paste your character. You start again. So I got absolutely into it. So we both got members, and I've never really had members. I was a free-to-play player for when I was a kid. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was running around Lumbridge like dying to goblins. Like I had no idea. So this is the first time I've ever really had members. So Apso was training agility, and he said, I need to go into the wilderness because there's an agility course in the wilderness that's the fastest XP per hour. So I was like, in the wilderness? That's terrifying. Don't go into that. And he was like, it's fine. I live life on the edge. I love danger. So I was like, okay, live your best life. So he goes and finds this wilderness course, right? In the wilderness. So for anyone who doesn't play RuneScape, there's no PvP, but there is... The scariest thing about RuneScape is that if you die, you kind of lose everything. I know that there's like item protection now, but in the original RuneScape game, even if you died to a mob, it was like a one life thing. You respawn, but you lose everything you're carrying. So there is an element of danger while you're out in the world to not die. There's always been this pressure. However, when you go in the wilderness, that's when PvP is enabled. So there's no PvP in the rest of the world, except for if you go into the wilderness. Then it's a free-for-all. But depending on how deep into the wilderness you go, so like you can go really far into this PvP war zone, right? Nobody goes in the wilderness because it's terrifying. You lose all your stuff because you die. It's horrifying. But you can only attack people within a similar level to you. But the further in the wilderness you go, the wider that gap extends. So if you get to level 50 wilderness, which is deep wilderness, that means people who are below 50 levels can attack you and people who are above 50 levels can attack you. It kind of goes either way. So it's pretty terrifying. This agility course is right smack bang like level 55 in the wilderness. It is deep, dark, terrifying wilderness. So Apso found this course. He actually didn't see anyone. The wilderness was dead. And it's not surprising because it's like, there's no reason, well, there are reasons to go in there. Some of the best content is in the wilderness, but like, because you can die, because anyone can attack you, it's kind of like, yeah, but I'm not going to go in there. Like, what's the point? I'm just going to do something else. I'm not going in there. That's terrifying. So he goes to the wilderness course in the wilderness. He goes to the wilderness course, right? And then there's a totem in this course, and the totem, he starts going round this little agility course. They've got skeletons that hit you on the way round, but they mostly don't hit. They're really low level skeletons. They can maximum hit you for one, so you're kind of just running around this course training your agility, and the XP is really good. So Apso notices this totem at the start of the course. It's like a little circuit. So at the start, there's this totem, and he's like, what is this? It prints tickets every time you go round, and you hand the tickets in for XP. So the more tickets you have, the more gain you have. So you kind of want to stockpile your tickets, hand them all in one go, because there's like a percentage bonus of how many you hand in, extra XP. So he was like, what else does this totem do? And then there was an option saying pay totem. So he was like, why would I pay the totem? So he's like, I'm going to try it. So he leaves the wilderness, comes back, it's 150k, and he pays the totem. So he's like, now what? So he starts running around the course, and every time he gets a ticket, the ticket dispenser, it now gives him an item. So he's like, okay, this is interesting. Now I'm getting items. So he starts doing a few laps, he starts going up, and the more laps he does, the higher value these items are. And he is stockpiling these items. So he's like, right, this is pretty big. What is this? So he Googles it, we go on the wiki, go on the old school RuneScape wiki, and turns out this wilderness agility course is one of the highest money-making methods in old school RuneScape that doesn't require like 99 Slayer or ridiculous requirements. The only requirements for this course is having a high enough level to enter the course, which is like 47 agility, which isn't that much. It's okay. It's not like it doesn't take that much to get there. This is one of the highest money-making things ever. So Absol's running these laps and he's getting these items, and these items ramp up, right? So once you get to lap 31, the rewards increase. Once you get to lap 61, that's the juice zone. That's when you are getting high level armor every round that's worth a fortune. It takes 30 seconds to do a lap, right? It's really quick, and every 30 seconds you're getting a 50k item. So you can make about 5 mil an hour in this juice zone. It is nuts. So Absol's like, this is pretty good. Should we give this a try? So then I'm standing next to him, watching him. He starts, now he's in the juice zone. Now he spends about another half an hour and he has 3 million. But we're so nervous. I've got to remind you, we are in the wilderness. Players could arrive any second to kill on site. This deep in the wilderness, anyone can kill you. So as Absol's going round and his money is going up, we are sweaty. We are sweating. And so he's going round and he's like, right, what do I do now? Like, I'm nervous. I haven't seen anyone. And you almost get lulled into a false sense of security, okay? Because you don't see anyone for ages and you're like, it's safe, it's fine. It was not fine because a player logged in, killed him instantly, and he lost 3 mil. Like, got one shot with some godsword. The easiest yoink of this person's life. Insta-killed. This person logged in on the course, right? Scouting, because you can swap worlds in RuneScape. You can swap worlds at any time. So this person logged in to check if anyone was doing the calls. Because you are a loot pinata, right? You are printing money every lap. Literally printing money. You become a loot pinata, ready for a PvPer to come and smack you one and burst you open for your millions of gold that you've been making in the last hour. So this person got the easiest 3 mil of their life, took 2 seconds to one-shot this loot pinata Abso, right? But it's funny because the PvPers, they can have scouts. Anyway, this is the start of the story. I may have told you this story last week, right? Now we're getting on to my whole entire weekend because it's a wild ride. So I'm like, right, shall we run together? Safety in numbers. What if we're both running? You can only hit one person at a time. Maybe one of us can get out, okay? Now, 2 things you have to know about the agility course. 1, if you manage to log out, you lose 25 laps. So remember, you want to be in the juice zone. So you want to stack the laps. You're in the juice zone, so you are making fortunes. So you want to be 61 laps. But if you log out, you lose 25 laps, which can be quite a lot. If you leave the course, you lose all of your laps. Like, you start from 0. So that is 2 things to bear in mind, right? If you leave the arena, you are starting from scratch. And if you log out, you lose 25 laps. So, and it does take a while to build up. If you lose your laps, that's about an hour and a half of grinding until you get to like this big level where you're just printing money again, right? So it's like, that's the extra risk. We're like, we don't want to leave the course because then you have to start again. But it's that like risk thing of like, yeah, but would you rather start again with some mil or would you rather start again with nothing? Like, come on, you know? And also, the skeletons on the course keep you in combat. You can't log out until 10 seconds of combat has ended. So if you get hit by one of these skeletons around the course, and they are everywhere, they keep you in combat to stop you from logging out. So you've got to run away from skeletons so you can freaking log out. If you see another player, you are absolutely screwed. You have to try and kite them. So I have to tell you, if you are playing old school RuneScape, this agility course has been the most fun that I've had in a long time because the laps are quick, you're printing money, you're living life on the edge. It's terrifying, right? Every lap you do, you're like, ah. And you see somebody log in and you're just like, oh, do I leave? I don't want to lose my laps. Do I log out? Where can I log out? There are skeletons. And there are different parts of the course. So sometimes you have to do an obstacle for people to get to you. So if you're like boxed in a fence, right, they can't get you unless they go get to your section. So you kind of got to kite them round the different parts of the course, go up, and if you fail an obstacle, you fall into a pit below, and then you come out with a ladder. So you can go up and down the ladder trying to kite them. There are skeletons everywhere. So this is where we're starting. So I say to Abso, okay, right, why don't I come with you? Safety in numbers, we can both run the course at the same time, and if one of us get killed, if one of us get like popped as a loot pinata, maybe the other one can escape. So my agility was level 30 just passively from quests, because quests get you to like level 30 really quick. And I was like, I need 47 agility to join you. What am I gonna do? So I Google on the wiki a training guide of like, right, how can I train my agility real quick? The fastest way to train agility from 30 to 47, now this is the most degenerate thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. You go to a different agility course, not in the wilderness, nothing like that, or in the safe, regular world. You go to an agility course, and there are floor spikes. So you click one side of the floor spikes, and your character jumps over them. And you can jump back. So the fastest XP was to jump backwards and forwards between these floor spikes. Not do the course, not do anything engaging. This was the most degenerate clicking I have ever done in my whole entire life. I sat there for about half an hour clicking backwards and forwards between these floor spikes, non-stop for half an hour. Abso was like, that is the most mind-numbing thing I have ever seen. I swear to God, this was the most degen thing I've ever done. Didn't they nerf something similar to that? I don't know. So this was on Thursday. So if they've nerfed it since Thursday, maybe. But I did this on Thursday, so this is all very recent. So I said to him, it's fine. Like, my head's empty anyway. That I got nothing to lose. My brain is mush, so I can do degen clicking. By the way, this emote, PP Overheat, is exactly what I was doing. That's exactly what it looked like. It was so ridiculous. It was really engaging and fun gameplay. It was mind-numbing. But let me tell you, I went from 30 agility to 47 in half an hour. So it was ridiculously quick. It was so fast. And I got there real quick. So then I start running with Abso. So we get to the course. And bearing in mind, the first time Abso did this, he managed to get 3 mil in an hour and a half. So when me and Abso started doing it, when I started joining in, Abso did 2 laps, got immediately killed. He lost about 10k. So he's like, okay. So he respawns, goes back. Then he managed to do 5 laps, got killed. I come along, I got killed instantly before I could even pay the totem. So I lost 150k, didn't even get anything. And I was like, what are the chances that the first time you did this, you were left alone for an hour and a half, you managed to get 3 mil? We can't even do this anymore. Because I was thinking at the time, like, is the wilderness really this dead? Like, is there no one here? Oh, no. The wilderness is busy with player killers, and they are terrifying. So we tried morning, we tried degen hours. No matter the time, there were player killers, and it was horrifying. So independently, there was this one time, right? So I was training agility. So I was going around the course, and I was like, because this player killer, and they had a scary player killer skull above their head. Because when you attack somebody, you get a skull above your head. So you know if someone's a player killer. Like, obviously people can kill you without the skull. But usually when you see the freaking skull and crossbones, you're like, oh, shit. I'm in danger. Oh. And So I was in a little section just before I go up the cliff, because you've got the last part of the course is scaling like a little cliff. You click on the rocks, you scale the cliff, and that's where the totem is. So I was at the bottom of the cliff and they couldn't reach me where I was. So I was looking at this person like, they can't get me. What do? I suck, by the way. I've tried prayer switching. I panic. I don't even eat. I am a sitting duck. I am useless. Can you still keep outside the, not outside of the wilderness, but you can, yeah. You only get a skull if you attack somebody. So you can attack somebody at any time, but most people don't. But some people are player killers because they're toxic AF, okay? These player killers are toxic. Just let me print money. Leave me alone. Do it yourself. So this person logged in by the pipe and I went, oh, I shat myself. And then they logged out. So I was like, I don't know if they saw me or not. So I stood still. I was getting attacked by skeletons, so I couldn't log out anyway. So I was like, if I kill a few skeletons, maybe like they won't come back. Maybe they didn't see me. I was really scared. I was like, I just was like, they didn't see me, copium. Do you want to know what happened next? This player killer logged out to a different world, went around the course on a different world. Then do you know what the next thing happened? He logged in on my world and appeared right next to me, in my face, but I didn't see him coming because he did this on a different world, logged out, logged back onto my world and appeared right in front of me. I screamed. I went, ah! And I got one shot. This guy had a god sword. I say guy because he had like the male character. He had a god sword. He used the god sword special ability. I got freaking annihilated. I got hit for 47 and then I got hit for like 32. I got absolutely sliced. So honestly, if anyone wants a laugh / cry, because this is the most entertaining thing I've done in a while. It was so good. So me and Abso have had varying luck. Like we've run together, we've run separate, and we installed an add-on that our screen flashes if a player logs in near us that's not on our friends list. And then, you know, while we're doing this, we've not made friends, but there was one time when me and Abso were running around the course and there was another cat player. Sometimes you run into a couple of players who are also just running around the course. And it's kind of like you're sus of each other, but also like nobody's died yet. So you think it's fine, right? You know, like this is fine. We haven't hit each other. They're not wearing any gear. We're all naked because we're not actually naked, but we don't have any armor on or anything, which makes it worse because we are actually just sitting ducks, right? We're sitting ducks that explode into millions, right? Easy for player killers. So I'm not surprised people hunt this spot because we're all idiots. So, you know, sometimes you have like players who are just there running the course and we see them die and we're like, no, and we get out or we get in. So probably in total, me and Abso trying to dodge player killers, kind of doing things separately. We probably make about 2 mil-ish over a couple of days, like trying our chances. Sometimes we only get 2 laps in, a player killer logs in, we log out and get lucky or leave the course. Like we kind of stay alive and kind of die here and there. It's just chaotic. So this one time, I actually managed to sustain the juice zone for ages. So Abso dies, he loses his whole streak. I managed to log out and then I log in, but Abso goes and does something else. He doesn't come back. He goes to train Slayer and stuff. So then what me and Abso started doing is Abso started running onto the course, taking all of my loot and banking it. So he would run to the mage bank, which is really close. So then I don't need to leave the arena. I don't lose any of the laps, but I'm also not risking the gold. So we worked out like quite a smart way to do a bank run, which didn't stop us from losing our laps. The juice zone, yeah. So I remained in the juice zone, but we also weren't risking money. So I was like, I don't mind if I die now because we've banked a mil and I'm staying above 51 laps or 61 laps, so this is fine. So the next time I log in, I log in, but I was in the bottom because I must have fallen down and like seen a player killer and just logged out. And before I was in combat, like insta logged out. And so I log back in and I'm in the bottom. And then as soon as I log in, a player falls through the floor from the obstacle. And we both just went, we both stared at each other for half a second. And this other guy typed safe faster than anything I've ever seen. Like faster than I've got a clutch interrupt. This guy goes, safe, safe, it's safe. And I was like, is it though? Are you safe? I was like, okay. He was like, I've not seen a player killer in a while. So I was like, okay. Like, because you don't know if people have friends. You don't know if people have alts. Like, you just don't know. So I was like, okay. Oh my God. Okay, by the way, Grumpy Brit in the chat right now is the person I'm talking about. So we become friends. So me and Grumpy Brit, okay, are now running together on this course. And we're like, okay, this is pretty fun. This is my first friend I've made. How sad is that? My first friend I made. Right, Grumpy Brit, just tell everyone how much you shat yourself when you dropped into the pit and you saw me standing there. Because as soon as you dropped down, I was like, ah! So he dropped into this scary pit, sees me standing there. I see him standing there. And it was like a moment of, yeah, so he types really quick. So we both leave and then we both start running around the course and it's this safety in numbers thing and we were undisturbed for ages. So we did quite a few laps. So this person logs in, right? This female character logs in by the totem. She sees us and instantly logs out, which I don't blame the person because I would do the same. If I logged in and saw people, I'd be like, nope, I never logged out so quick. So this person logs in, sees us, shits themselves, logs out. So then this person comes back. So they log in again, they come back, and we're like, okay, maybe they know we're just running the course. Like we're not player killers. We're just here to make some money, right? I'm not here to take your fortune. I'm making my own, you know what I mean? So this person, she then leaves the course. So it was really weird. She logged back in and then just left out of the gate. So it's like the most weirdest thing ever. So I was like, okay, maybe we are spooking her then. I don't know. So she comes back and she's got an air staff. And an air staff is like a beginner staff, a stave, right? Just like a basic air staff. It's like a really beginner weapon for magic, like the first staff you get. And then they also had a cape on. So I was like, okay, maybe they felt a bit worried that me and Grumpy Brit here were gonna attack her. So she brought like a shitty stick and a cape. So I was like, if that makes you feel better, that's fine. You do you. I'm not here to attack you, but like you can run around with your stick if you want. So we start doing a few more laps, start going a few more laps, keep going. And then all of a sudden, at the bottom of the tunnel, which is the first obstacle, I see Sassy stick starts hitting Grumpy Brit. But Grumpy Brit's standing there with anti-magic prayer on. So it makes you immune to magic. So air stick is hitting Grumpy Brit with magic, and he's just standing there with anti-magic on. Like, just standing there. And I did chuckle, because it was the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Like, he was just standing there anti-magicking. And this girl who was there was just hitting him with the magic that wasn't hitting. So then I was like, okay, did they accidentally hit each other? Like, is this what's happening? Like, did they accidentally hit each other? So then, Stick Girl brings out a dragon dagger, a poison dragon dagger. And then starts running at Grumpy Brit. To that point, Grumpy Brit goes off and then starts running up the ramp, back up, running away from Stick, who now has a sussy poison dagger, right? They start running and I ran the other direction because I was like, whoosh. It was like a scatter moment. It was a scatter moment. I ran the opposite direction. I was like, I hope you're fine, but I'm also really bad. I can't help you. because it's one person combat, right? So there's nothing I can do. I don't have any armor or weapons on, right? I can do nothing, and I can't hit them because they're already in combat. It's a 1-to-1 on the agility course. It's not multi-combat. So Grumpy Brit starts running, and then I hide at the back of the course, and I'm sitting there. I don't want to lose my 25 laps. So I'm like, I don't want to log out. I don't want to lose 25 laps. I've been building them up. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to log out. So I'm like hovering the log out button, like, do I log out or do I wait? And I waited and I was hovering log out just in case. And then like a couple of minutes went by and nothing happened. So I was like, okay, I hope Grumpy Brit is fine. Like, sorry for you. Like, sorry that happened, but I think I can keep running. So I keep running the laps. So then I resume. I'm by myself now. I'm totally by myself. I continue. There's nobody on the course. I don't see them. So I continue the course. I'm getting my laps in, all right? I'm getting my steps in. So I do some more laps. I don't see anyone for half an hour. That's when I start feeling really bad, because I'm like, what if she killed him? What if she killed my new friend that I've been running around with for the last couple of hours? So then I was really sad. I was by myself and I was like, I hope he's okay. So Grumpy Brit, 30 minutes later, which felt like an eternity, 30 minutes later, Grumpy Brit enters the agility course. And I went, oh my God, are you okay? And he said, I've been running for half an hour. They chased me through the entire wilderness. He spent the whole time. He spent that whole half an hour being chased through the whole wilderness. So he had been running for half an hour. I was hysterically laughing. Sorry, Grumpy Brit. I was hysterically laughing. That tickled me for about 10 minutes. I was sitting there giggling at the thought of him running for half an hour. Because also, this air stick, right? Air stick was also really shit, right? They were not a high level. They had an air stick. They were really shit. They had a dragon dagger, which can be a bit scary, but not really. It's not like an end game weapon. It's about 30k. It's really not a big deal. So Grumpy Brit comes back and he starts saying, it's okay, he chased me, but he kept hitting me for one, so I kept BMing him. So not only was Grumpy Brit running away, he was also talking on the move, going, ha ha, one hit, you're mate, while he's running. So he'd been running for 30 minutes while shit talking. Oh, you could only hit for 2. And then he hit for 5. Grumpy Brit was like, oh, that was a 5 hit. Good job, buddy. So Grumpy Brit kites this guy the whole way through the entire wilderness for half an hour. He comes back, this freaking legend. He comes back and he's like, it's all right. It was really shit. He couldn't kill me. I just kited him. I've been running for 30 minutes. I'm hysterical laughing. And I'm just glad that I've got my friend back. So we continue running around the course, right? And it's funny because sometimes you fail the obstacle, you fall into the pit. So like you don't stay together the whole time. Like you can desync a little bit. So me and him desynced a little bit where we was like 180, if that makes sense. So like he was at 12 o'clock, I was at 6 o'clock, kind of moving around the course. So I get to the totem. Now the totem is the danger zone because that's where there are no skeletons and that's the start of the course. So every time you start a lap or you end a lap, you've got to tag the totem and that's when you get the ticket, that's when you get the loot item. So you got to make sure you hit the totem and then you start the next lap by going into the tunnel. So I get to the totem. Air stick logs in my face. So I went, oh shit. Because there's nowhere to run at that point. So air stick logs back. She's back. But this time, she goes on me. So she freezes me in place. I'm trying to learn PvP, okay? I am just really shit. But my prayer was not high enough. So when you're, you get protect from magic, which makes you completely immune to magic while that prayer is active. You get protect from range, which makes you immune from range. And you get protect from melee, which makes you immune to melee. But it's called prayer switching. So what you've got to do is you've got to change what you're immune to based on what your opponent is using. So it's really tricky. There is skill. I'm really bad, so I don't know what I'm doing, right? I don't have protect from melee though, because my prayer isn't high enough. So I get hit in an ice block. So I panic. I press protect from magic. She pulls her dragon dagger out and hits me with it, and there is nothing I can do because I can't protect from melee. So I'm stuck in an ice block, getting daggered to death, slowly getting stabbed while I'm in the ice block, and there is nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Oh, you only get 40%. Oh, sorry. Right, my bad. See, I'm learning. Okay, so it reduces damage taken. In the rest of the game, in PVM, player vs monster, or PvE, whatever, it actually makes you immune. So I guess in PvP it doesn't make you immune, it just reduces damage taken. I didn't have melee, so she killed me. I was killed, to which Grumpy Brit was like, lol, but she was shit though. So I was like, yeah, thanks Grumpy Brit. I know you kited her for 30 minutes, but she one-shot me. So Grumpy Brit is like, he didn't care, by the way. He just kept running. So while she was killing me, he just run past and tagged the totem and kept going. He was like, bye. No, I'm being, it wasn't quite like that. He was like, unlucky. She by the way. So I die and I go missing, right? So now I'm like, right, I need to train my prayer. I need protect from melee because I need this prayer. It's crucial. So I go and I buy some dragon bones and I bury the dragon bones at Gilded Altar or whatever it was. So I get 2 levels of prayer. So now I have protect from melee. So now I'm like, okay, I feel better now. Don't forget what happened when she came back. Oh wait, what happened when she came back? Oh, right. Okay, no, I remember. So that's what I did. Meanwhile, Grumpy Brit calls in reinforcements. So Grumpy Brit has an insane anti-PKer friend, right? They are the anti-player killers. They protect the noobs. Me. So the anti-player killers, all right? So Grumpy Brit calls in reinforcements. A really strong anti-PKer. So this anti-PKer, or anti, comes in and annihilates Airstick. Absolutely annihilates her. Because she had no armor on. She was really shit. It's like, why did you even... It's like, she had this stick. She just hit us in the face with a stupid shit stick. And it's like, why did I die? Oh no, Paku, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. I told you, I wish I recorded this whole thing because it would have made like the most funny YouTube video series ever of training my agility, learning to make money. This is the first time I've ever made money in RuneScape. This is my first attempt at making money. This whole thing was the most ridiculous thing ever, right? So I died to shitty stick. So what does that say about me? I died to shitty stick. Oh no. Grumpy Brit kites shitty stick through the entire wilderness for half an hour, and then the anti-PKer, the legend, comes in, one-shots shitty stick. So I go and train prayer, and then I add Grumpy Brit to my friends list, and he's like, you can come back. I've got a friend now who's our bodyguard. He's bodyguarding us. So I was like, okay, I'm coming back. I said I had to go away and train my prayer, so I had anti-melee. So I come back to the course, and this anti-PKer is like the coolest player I've ever seen in my entire life. So he is positioned at the totem at the start, like just standing there, menacing in this like gear, just standing there looking like freaking Giga Chad. So I felt really safe. I felt really safe with a bodyguard, right? Auntie Malie, exactly. Auntie Malie was saving us. We had our own bodyguard now, right? So they had fun with air stick for a while, I think. I weren't there, so I didn't know what happened, but they killed, like, was easy, killed her. So I come back, and now I safely do laps. Oh my God, it's insane how quick you can do laps when you're not terrified every second for a player killer to appear. Like, doing this agility course in the wilderness when you're carrying millions of gold is terrifying. Like, the gold you're trying to protect, you're also trying to protect your laps as well. You need to get in the juice zone. The juice zone is the important part. So I'm protecting my laps and I'm protecting my money. Other than when Abso comes in to trade. Oh, then I message Abso and I say to Abso, we've got a bodyguard now. We've got an auntie. So come to the course. So then the three of us are all just running around the course. So then I make friends with Grumpy Brit. And then a couple of Grumpy Brit's friends then log in. So there's like 6 of us all just running around the course with our bodyguard. All of us noobs running around. And we've got one bodyguard, our hero, just standing there. Like we're toddlers, okay? It's literally like our auntie was the teacher watching the toddlers at recess. That's how I felt. Because we're running around an obstacle course. And we've got somebody watching over us, making sure that we don't trip over and hurt ourselves. So that's what we're talking about right now. All right, so this is like safe. So yeah, and then our auntie had to go for an hour, and then I logged out because I was like, I'm carrying a lot of gold. Abso comes, but no, me and Abso are both carrying a lot of gold. So we both log out. We're above the juice zone. We're in like 90 laps. If we lose 25, it's fine. We're still in the maximum amount of rewards range. We're still above 61. It doesn't matter if we log out. It caps at 61. So we log out while our bodyguard is having to go for an hour, and we'll get some laps in. So we got a lot of laps in. We probably made about 2 mil. Again, made about 2 mil while being safe. So then it comes to maybe Saturday. I think Saturday. So we're like, oh, are you guys on? Are you guys like around? So our lovely bodyguard is around. So we're like, hey, let's log in and do some agility laps again. So we get some laps in. Our bodyguard kills off player killers like there's no tomorrow. He is insane at the game. Like, just takes out all of them, no worries. Like, we have never been safer. These PKers log in, don't know what they're in for, because he is standing there waiting, ready to kill the player killers. So we got a really strong ante. So this is really good. Right. Then all of a sudden, loads of people start logging in. So now there's like 10 of us running around the course, and I have an add-on that's like, my screen will flash if somebody is not on my friends list, because I had them on my friends list. So I knew if somebody logged in, and I'd shit myself every time my screen flashed, but usually it would be fine, because like, they would see our bodyguard and log out immediately. Like, they'd log in, see him and be like, oh shit, and log out. Like, so he warded them off. We were safe. They were literally guarding the toddlers. So now there's like 10 of us running around, all safe. But they said, can you join the free company so that my screen stops flashing? So turns out this free company was made called Agility Free Company, where runners can run in numbers. We've got some anti-player killers, and it's like an organized printing money situation. So we're like, okay, this is pretty good. Right, so you've got quite a lot of us. I'm now in this Agility Free Company. We're running some laps, and there's lots of us there now. And I'm like, this is so good. Like, this is amazing. This is so, so good. So then I started making like, then my bag is like 4 million until, yeah, FC stands for Friends Chat. So it's not like a free company. I keep thinking free company because in Final Fantasy 14, FC is free company. So I keep thinking free company. Until our player kill, our bodyguard, our Lord and Savior has to go. So now were about 10 unattended loot pinatas, right? Ready to squeeze. There are 10 of us running around this course with millions among us, with no defense, right? Easy pickings. So we're a bit like, okay, this is fine. So this player killer logs in. And let me tell you, it was a bloodbath. This player killer took down about 6 people in the space of 30 seconds. He logged in, saw all these loot pinatas, started mowing. Oh my God, it was literally like, it was a mass killing, right? This player killer comes in, he killed about 5 people in the space of 30 seconds. We're all like, get down! Oh no! We're all scattering. We're all running around. We can't log out because the skeletons are keeping us in combat. So we are, it was terrifying. Everybody started dying near the tunnel. We're all like, get down, get down! So I was by the gate and I was like, I don't want to lose my laps. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I don't want to lose my laps. So I'm standing at the top where the totem is, but I'm literally, my back is up against the wall like, I'm so scared, like right up in the corner. Like maybe he won't see me if I'm over here. He is killing people. He is taking people out left, right and center. And then all these people started coming up the cliff. So they took aggro of the skeletons and I could log out. So I logged out and I was like, right, bye everyone. It was so scary. This player killer must have made about 50 mil. This player killer must have made about 50 mil in the space of a minute. Pop, 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 pop. Took down so many of us running. So many of us running. I logged out, I was safe, and I was like, all right, this is freaking terrifying. All right, this is scary now. So I log in the next day. Yeah, easy money. Yeah, I think he was probably on the Kappa loot keys. It took so many of us down and logged out. Easy. So the next day, this free company is now up and running. They have anti-player killers stationed. There are multiple of them. We've got our OG Bodyguard stationed. He is like the king of the antis. Like, he is insane. Like, taking them out. We got loads of antis stationed around. There's about 50 people running laps. It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. To be honest, I'm not saying I've ever done this. How do you know it wasn't the guy protecting you on a separate character? I mean, ultimately you don't, but also I don't think it was, because this group were friends and like everyone's in Discord and he's like a nice person. But you're right, one of these antis could just have an ult and just be like killing, but I don't think so. I think they're actually like decent people that just want to like, one, play a kill ethically. I think they want to ethically play a kill. I think they get a kick out of everybody is worshipping the antis, so they get notoriety, they get loads of attention, they get loads of ego strokes because we're all like, wow, you're amazing, which they are. They get to ethically play a kill because they get to eliminate the bad guys. I think some people are just good people as well, right? Call me naive. I do think some people are just good, but I would be an anti-player killer. Not to be like, oh, I'm a good guy or anything, but I would love to be an anti-player killer. I'd love to like stand there and be able to kill people who are trying to kill everyone, just trying to make a bit of money. You know what I mean? Anti is the most fun player killer. Yeah, I feel like people get a kick out of anti-player killing. I feel like, you know, they get a rush. But I mean, you could be right. It could be an ult of one of the antis. So. Right, remember this pit I told you about when you fail? Oh, so the player killers started cottoning on that there were no antis in the pit of death. So, if you failed, you were literally falling to your death. Because if you found an obstacle, there were some people in the pit ready to kill you when you fell. So that was terrifying. Every time I crossed over the log, I was like, I don't want to fall into the pit of death. But then we had some antis stationed in the bottom, but like the bottom was a really good spot for people to start taking people out. So yeah. Then, right? This is like, then we got some infiltrators in the Agility Free Company. We started getting some moles. We got some sussy subjects. Then we started getting moles in the Free Company who were communicating with the PKers, telling them how many antis there were at each time, telling them where they were, which is why they knew there was nobody in the pit. That's why they knew that nobody was in the pit, okay? So a couple of the anti-player killers like log off, or another thing that happened, I think this was the same time, right? The anti-player killers got led out of the arena because 2 player killers logged in and took them out of the arena, which is also really smart. And so there was like, so yes, now it is when it starts getting like political, okay? Now the player killers are trying to win. They're like, these loot pinatas, people must have been carrying 50 to 100. There were hundreds of millions to be made on this course with these people running. These loot pinatas were running, okay? So then it starts turning into mind games. Now at the start, there was this player who was no armor on. They were called Hip Hop, and they were just AFK by the tunnel. So there was this person called Hip Hop who was cosplaying an anti, was just standing there with the antis, no armor on, like just standing there. So me and wait, what's your Twitch name? Grumpy Brit. Me and Grumpy Brit, right? We're like, oh, how's Hip Hop doing? So like every time we did a lap, we were like, hi Hip Hop. Are you okay, Hip Hop? Just standing there, like. It's like really cute. You lot are gonna be sussy, but this was before the espionage. This was before all the sussy stuff, okay? So this was just before that. So, you know when I was saying this player killer logged on, because our anti had to go. So this player killer logs on, right, takes out people. I saw Hip Hop get one shot for 12 HP. Me and Grumpy Brit were like, no, Hip Hop's down. Was just standing there by the tube, just standing there. Oh, Hip Hop goes down. Rest in peace, Hip Hop. Just got absolutely annihilated. I was so sad that Hip Hop died. He only had 12 health. I have like 55 health, which isn't that big, but Hip Hop had 12 health. He gets taken out, literally one shot, and I was like, no, Hip Hop. I was so invested by this little character just parked up, pretended to be an anti, or it was just AFK. Where were you the day Hip Hop died? I know. So rest in peace, Hip Hop. This poor soul was so attached to, like, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder if he's okay. He's just standing there. He's having a good time. It's like blending it. What's that meme with, like, you got all these like badass things and then you got like a really cute thing, like hope they don't notice? That was Hip Hop. You know what I mean? So Hip Hop goes down. That's what I was most sad about. I was more sad about losing Hip Hop, who'd just been standing there for hours. I was more sad about losing Hip Hop than like if I'd have died. I was more sad about it. So later on, when they were more established, I was like, Hip Hop's back. So Hip Hop comes back. This is like day 2. This is the next day. Hip Hop comes back and he's just standing there again. And this is when the Free Company started getting moles, espionage. This is when all of the politics started happening, the mind games started happening. So now I'm like, is this the greatest betrayal ever? Was Hip Hop a mole this entire time? So we're like, we start messaging our OG protector and saying, hey, do you think he's sus? Do you think Hip Hop is the mole? So this now becomes an elaborate game of Among Us, because now everybody's staring at each other on the course like, are you the traitor? Are you sus? So now we've got an elaborate game of Among Us on the course. No, seriously, Chris, I cannot tell you how much I regret not recording any of this. Because I swear to God, the last 3 days have been a wild ride, and I've been hysterically laughing the whole time. It's been so ridiculous. I'm so gutted I didn't record any of it, because it was just fantastic. Just the way that, like, people log in trying to run away from player killers. Like, ah! Hip hop dying. Oh, it was great. It was great. So he messages Hip Hop and he goes, "Are you the mole?" So he replies like, "No, I'm an alt of somebody running the track." And this person running the track was one of the one of the friend chat leads. So he was definitely safe. Hip Hop was definitely safe. He was doing bank runs for himself. So he was using his alt to do a bank run for himself so he didn't lose laps. So Hip Hop was actually safe. So I went on this roller coaster with Hip Hop, like, is he sus? Is he not sus? I was so sad when Hip Hop died. I can't tell you. That was the saddest part of the whole thing, was when Hip Hop went down. Because me and Grumpy Brit was so invested in Hip Hop just standing there. You've got these really OP anti-player killers standing there in all their gear, and then you've just got Hip Hop just standing there with like nothing on, like. All right, so, right. Now, I log out, I come back. And everyone says, don't enter the world. Do you want to know what happens next? We've got a rival gang. Oh no, we can't all make money in peace. Oh no, a rival gang has started and they have kicked Agility Free Company off the course. We can't all just make money in peace. We can't all work together. Oh no. Now we've got Team Rot. Team Rot are now the rival gang that have bullied Agility Free Company or Agility Friend Chat off of the course. So we can't log into our world anymore. We can't log into our world anymore. We get killed because their antis are killing us. There's no negotiation. So we had various members log on to try and communicate, like, can we work together? Team Rot were like, no. And they all just killed them. There was no reasoning with Team Rot whatsoever. They were like, no, our course now. Turns out this clan weren't even interested in money making. They were just there because they had a task. It was like they were trying to do a task in a diary, or there was some other reason they were there. They just wanted to use the agility course. So they kicked all of these money makers off the course because they needed to do a task or something. And they were like, no, our course now. Our course now. So I missed this whole war. Agility Free Company, Agility FC and Rot were now at war. So people were trying to negotiate on either side. We had the antis trying to fight each other. There was a full-blown war. And then in the end, Agility FC came out on top because there was way more people in Agility FC. So Agility FC reclaim the agility course. We could all swap worlds, but we're not doing that, okay? We must rule the agility course on this one world, which is 319. World 319 this is all happening on. We can't just swap to another world. No, we all need the agility course on this world for no reason, okay? 319. So we reclaim the agility course. Wait. Oh, very vodka bun, very funny. So Team Rot got bullied off the course, and now the negotiations are starting. So now Team Rot members are joining Agility FC, and they are saying, pay us 20 million and we will stop attacking you. So now we've got the negotiations in place, and this is when I wish I recorded it, because the replies in the chat were, we don't negotiate with terrorists. It was so funny. So, Team Rot have infiltrated, and they're saying, oh, yeah, give us some money and we'll let you have the course. We'll stop killing you. And everyone's like, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We will never surrender. No, we won't give in to your demands. I sat there, I was crying with laughter. I was showing Absol, like, look at this. It was the funniest thing ever. So, the negotiations were not met, all right? The negotiations were not met. We did not give in to the demands of Team Rot. So Team Rot then start joining in. Now Team Rot, right, even though they didn't go there to make money, now they know. Now they know it makes money. Because this, of course, right, this course has been here forever. But the money-making thing has not been around for very long. It's only been around for about a month. So this is all brand new content. The agility course has been there since forever. But this totem that prints money is new. And the skeletons are also new. So all of this is new content. And I swear to God, if any of you want to have some fun and you'll remember, do it. It is the most fun I've had in a couple of days. And so this is all like very new. So Team Rot now discover the money making and why we are all here. So now we've got Team Rot members joining. So now there's a blacklist, there's a Discord, there's a Sassy member list. We've got reformed player killers who are now our antis, right? Reformed. Sorry for killing you. Can I be an anti now? And there was peace. There was some peace for a while. It was peaceful. Everyone was making money. Until, right, every so often, a player killer would log in, take one person out, and log out with the key. They managed to, like, just manage to log in, take someone out real quick, and then just, like, log out. Easiest yoink. Do you want to know who those people were? Right? There's 100 people on this course. Do you want to know the 2 people that died this way? Me and Abso. On 2 different occasions, on 2 different spots around the course, out of everybody that could have died, I got taken out the first time, right? And Abso gets taken out the second time. Out of everyone on this course, I get taken out. And I wasn't even by the totem. I wasn't even by the totem on this agility course. This person ran at me. They ran at me, killed me. I was backed in a corner like this again. I was like, ah! Everyone else just ran. Because when a player killer appears, everyone loses their minds. Everyone starts scattering. Everyone starts running. It's chaos. It is scary. Everyone starts getting scared. And then you've got people who just don't care and they just keep running, right? You've got a player killer there and they just keep running. They just don't care. So another time when Abso got taken out, he dropped into the pit because he failed the thing, which happens no matter what agility you are, right? You fall into the pit every so often. He falls into the pit and there was a player killer down there and took him out. Oh my God, it is terrifying when you drop into the pit because you don't know what you're dropping into. And me and Abso are new, right? Escaping, we've watched so many YouTube videos on how to escape player killers, right? I've watched so many videos and I'm still I still can't do it. I've watched all the videos and every time I see somebody, I panic. I don't even eat food. I don't even restore my health. I'm like, ah! I activate the wrong prayers. I'm not eating. And I just go, ah! And then I die, like insta, because I'm not wearing any armor. So then I start wearing some armor that's really cheap, but quite effective. It's like anti-magic armor to try and resist the freeze. And I don't know, I still die. So it didn't really help, did it? So after this nightmare weekend, right, logging in and out, now we've got this agility free company. Now we've got a streamer war. So this streamer in the free company now has a war with another streamer. So this other streamer decides to launch an attack on Agility FC, and there was another war. It was the streamer wars. This is the streamer war era, right? So this streamer was pretty good at PvPing. And this other streamer then came in. They launched a full-blown assault. This happened in 3 days, by the way. This is the final day. This is the streamer wars. I'm logging in and out. I'm logging in and out. I preserved my labs. Abso kept doing bank runs for me. So me and Abso, we make about 5 mil safely. So we've made 5 mil in total, but it's hard when like you're dying and you get taken out with like 3 mil, or like you don't know when to stop. But Absol would come and do a bank run for me, and then we both run, and so it's really high risk, high reward. So we've made about 5 mil at this point. You fought in the streamer wars. I was in shitpost. Yeah, it was the streamer wars. So streamer wars happened. Me and Absol just logged off. We were like, we're just leaving him to it. I was watching on the stream, like, this is hilarious, because they were just running. There was armies of player killer. It was just crazy. So I was fully invested, but I was watching safely logged out. So on the final day, me and Absol go at it again. And we're like, shall we? We've got a whole day Sunday. So this was yesterday. We were like, we've got the whole day ahead of us. We both had left the arena at this point because we'd died or whatever. So we were like, shall we give this one last go before we actually start playing the game again? Because we forgot everything else on RuneScape just didn't exist. I was locked into this wilderness agility course. I'm 70 agility now. 70, because it's such good XP. So not only are you getting so much money, you're also getting insane XP as well at the same time. Like, it trains your agility so quickly. I am 70 agility now. So we were like, shall we give this one last shot? So we log in, right, on our phones. I'm on mobile. There's lots of people running. There's a couple of antis. So we're both on our phones watching Below Deck in bed. Now, it's really risky to play RuneScape on your phone when there's PvP going on when you're in the wilderness, but we felt safe. So this was when me and Absol both separately got taken out. So I was like, oh, this. So I log off on my phone. I log back on PC. And I'm like, that was just stupid to play on mobile. Sure, I lost about 5 million. And I was, because I had stockpiled for a while, and I was like, well, between us, we lost that amount of money. So now we're going to like one last shot. Let's give this one last shot, because we're both a bit not tilted, but it's like, oh my God, we keep losing this. We keep losing money. Died to Airstick. Okay, I'll change my Discord name. I did die to Airstick. Airstick was so shit, and I died to Airstick. But I leveled my press. I learned from it. I still die, but whatever. Right, so we give it a final shot. This is the end of the story now, I swear. So we give it one final shot, and we say to each other, shall we leave when we both get 10 mil? Like, really go for it. Like, spend 5 hours on this course and go for 10 mil. And we're like, all right, let's go for it. So we're both starting from scratch. We have to build our laps up. We have to get to the juice zone. It takes forever. And then we start making some money. Then we're in the juice zone. We start making some money. So I've got about 6 mil in my bank. Absol has about 4 mil because I started a little bit before him. And we're both getting nervous, right? The longer time goes on, I'm like, I'm sure we have antis here. There are moles in the chat that are keeping tabs on everyone. There's also infighting. Oh, there's so much drama. I can't keep up with it because I'm also not well. So I'm not online 24/7. So I kind of hear stuff here and there and stuff like that. So like I'm kind of catching up here and there. I don't pay attention too much to the drama, just like the two main wars of Team Rot and then the streamer wars kind of thing. So me and Absol are running, and Absol's like, should we leave at 70? Like, we both start getting heebie-jeebies. We've been running for like 3 hours, and I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, you start getting really bad anxiety in the pit of your stomach, and it's nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking being in the wilderness and being on this agility course where everyone is a loot pinata ready to be smashed by a player killer. So me and Absol are like, okay, let's get 10 million between us and leave. But because we're both on the course, we can't do bank runs for each other because I'm an idiot and I brought a looting bag. I've never used a looting bag, but this time I used a looting bag. And what a looting bag is it takes up 1 slot, but it's an extra inventory, but you can only take stuff out of it in a bank. So I was putting all of my armor that was being printed by the totem in my looting bag. So Absol couldn't do a bank run for me because I couldn't trade him because it was in my looting bag. And I was too terrified to take all of Absol's. I was too scared because Absol's way higher level than me, and he's done bank runs so many times, and I was too nervous to do the bank runs. So me and Abso are like, shall we leave the course at the same time and make a break for it? Bearing in mind, we have 10 million. I've never seen this much gold in my life. I've never seen 10 mil. 10 mil is, to me, a crazy amount of gold. We are carrying an absolute fortune between us, and we're like, how do we get out? And by this point, the Mage Bank, which is the closest bank in the wilderness, is scary because there's like now all the player killers know that there are all these people on the agility course. So people are watching this bank now. So me and Abso are like, do we risk it? No, we've got so much money. What do we do? So I said, why don't we run together and we'll hover log out in case we see a white dot on the minimap. We can log out immediately and like slowly make our way and maybe don't go to the Mage Bank. So we were like, you know what we need to do? We need to run out of the wilderness. And bearing in mind, we are balls deep in the wilderness. We're like level 55. To walk out of the wilderness is going to take about 15 minutes to manually run/walk out of there with 10 mil gold running through the wilderness. So we're like, what the frick do we do? Like, even if we leave the agility arena, right? In this level of wilderness, there's multiplayer combat. The multi-combat is not in the arena, but as soon as you leave, you can get attacked by multiple people. So even leaving the course at this point is terrifying. So me and Abso have our final winnings of about 10 mil. Final winnings now, last stretch, final go. And this is last night. And we're like, we're done with the agility course. This is it. We're done. We're set for a while. We don't need to have this stress and anxiety anymore. We can continue. So we're like, right. We can't log out. So we're like, what if we run in a free-to-play world? If we world switch to a free-to-play world, then we can maybe run out of the wilderness on a free-to-play world where people have less gear, right? Because all the best gear is members. All of the best spells are members. So we're like, if we make a break for it in a free-to-play world, that will probably be the safest bet. But do you want to know something? You can't switch to a free play world if you are in the agility course. So we had to leave the agility course somehow. We didn't want to switch, right? We knew we were safe with the agility course because there were antis. So we're like, how do we leave? If we world hop now, we could hop into a world where there are player killers. We don't know what world we're hopping into. We don't have a scout. We don't have anything, right? So what do we do here? Do we risk it? Do we log out, log into another world where there could be player killers, or do we just leave on this world? So we kind of look over the fence. We're on the safe world, and we're like, right, if we make a break for it, we'll immediately log out and find a free-to-play world. So we leave the arena with our winnings. We leave the arena, and you've got to do a balancing act. It's like a tiny plank the whole way. And we get to we're slowly crossing this plank, and we get to the gate at the end. And we run screaming in a direction, and we both log out. It was safe. So we're logged out. It's okay. But we do know that we need to get out of the wilderness at some point. We don't have teleports on us. We don't have anything. You can't teleport that deep into the wilderness. But we also would need to run to level 20 to use a teleport. But we don't have teleports because we've been in the agility arena the whole time, right? We don't have anything. So we're like, right, what do we do now? So we're going to log into a free-to-play world. But there's no guarantee, right, that there aren't player killers waiting on the free-to-play worlds either, right? They could still kill us on the free-to-play world. We're not safe. So we find a world that's low populated, and I'm like, but this is really obvious. Like, surely the player killers know that people are going to target low pop realms because they think it's safe. So it's like mind games. It's terrifying. Me and Abso brought no gear, really. Like, we didn't bring an amulet of glory. We didn't have anything because we've been doing this all weekend, and we gave it one last shot, and we didn't have anything on us. So We begin the descent. We start running from level 55 wilderness, and we are running down to safety. So to get into the wilderness, you've got to jump over a ditch. So we are running to the ditch to jump into safety. And as soon as you're the other side of the ditch, you are safe. Nobody can attack you other than like NPCs, but there aren't any scary NPCs there. So we start running. We don't see anyone. We're both ready to log out as soon as we see anyone. Very aware that we could get scouted and just ambushed by a group of player killers at any time. But we don't see anyone. And then our sprint runs out. So our sprint runs out. So me and Abso are walking. Now we're walking with 10 mil, walking out of the wilderness. Now we're at level 40 or level 30. Now we're walking. Our hearts are racing. We're so nervous. We're like, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. We run, we keep running, we keep running, we keep running. We shit ourselves. We start seeing these monsters that have really high combat level. We run around them. We run past an altar, which is a hot spot because you can bury bones there and it's really good XP because it doesn't consume a bone or something. That's a hot spot for player killers. So we give that a wide berth. We don't run past that. We don't run past this altar. We give that a wide berth. We run around that altar. That is terrifying. So, you know, now we keep running. We keep running. We keep running. And we see the ditch in sight. We are so close to the end with our winnings. And we get to the ditch and we climb over it and we're safe. We have this 10 mil. By the way, I don't think 10 mil in modern day age. I know there's going to be people who are like, 10 mil isn't even that much. But you have to remember, the last time I played was when I was a kid. So 10 mil to me is a lot of money, right? I feel like I'm carrying a fortune. And I think to most people it is a fortune. So like to me, I'm carrying the most money I have ever seen in my life. I'm carrying a lot of money. We're carrying the most money either of us have ever seen. And we made it over the ditch. This was like 2005. I think I started playing 2005. So like 10 mil is a lot. But I started replaying again like last week. Anyway, so we get over the ditch and we're safe and we bank our winnings. And we're like, wow, we have made so much money. And we're set for ages. Abso's like, I'm gonna buy an amulet of glory. Abso's so excited, he's gonna buy little dragon boots. I need to raise my attack high enough to wear that amulet of fury. So we're all excited with our money. We've never had this much money ever. And we're like, oh my God. So then Abso goes off to train his slayer. Then I go off to train my slayer. So I finish my slayer task. I come back and I go to the grand exchange. And I get a trade request. I accept the trade and somebody trades me 20 mil. And Abso is like, what? Why are you getting traded 20 mil? I was like, come here. He just traded me 20 mil. Maybe he'll trade you as well. So Abso comes to the grand exchange and this guy trades Abso 25 mil. So we're like, what the frick? And then he trades me again. He trades me again. And he gives me, he gives me 10 mil. He gives Abso 10 mil. He trades me again and gives me 20 mil. And then he trades Abso again and gives Abso 25 mil. So that's the gender gap, exactly. That's so unfair, by the way. I had pigtails and everything, right? My character was like a total e-girl. Got pigtails and everything. No, Abso gets traded an extra 5 mil. So... And this guy goes, once a month, I have billions, and once a month I like to give my gold away to make people's day. Like the most wholesome interaction ever. But you want to know what the funniest thing was? Me and Abso had spent the last 3 days dying, running. We thought we did really good making 10 mil. And then in the end, some random guy gives us 40 mil. So we didn't even need to spend the last 3 days running and dying. So now I have 43 million in my bank. And none of that has anything to do with the agility course in the wild. That is the most perfect ending. The fact that this random kind-hearted soul just traded us like 40 million in the end, and all of this running and dying and drama was for nothing. Big shout out to Arsenal Flop. That was the name of the character. Arsenal, was it Arsenal Flop? I think it was Arsenal Flop. I told him I will now support Arsenal. But what a good person. I will now support Arsenal for this kind-hearted soul. So in the end, we didn't even need to do this wilderness thing because we got traded 40 mil each anyway. So what was the point? Oh my god, I could not wait to stream today and tell you this freaking last 3 days I've had. Because even though I've been really ill, I wish I recorded this whole thing. It is the most ridiculous. We had everything. It had everything. I'm trying to remember everything. Oh, it's the funniest time I've had in gaming for a while. The last 3 days have been hilarious. You know what the weirdest thing is, right? This strange phenomenon that's happening at the moment. I've seen so many people suddenly all start playing old school RuneScape again. Like, don't you think it's scary how this happens sometimes? That all of a sudden, everyone's kind of on the same wavelength. Everyone is sharing the brain cell. And one day we wake up and everyone's like, old school RuneScape. It's so strange. But like I said, I've been chronically offline, so mine happened organically, because I know there's like subliminal advertising, I know there's all of that, right? You might see somebody playing old school RuneScape, it might remind you. I've been seeing old school RuneScape like over the years, so it's not like I forgot about it, came back to it. But it was just like, I was very, very offline, so this was a totally organic thing, I swear to God. Because I was playing TFT on my mobile, because I was sick, I was very limited with what I could play. So I was on my phone and I got sick of TFT. TFT was like, I've played TFT so much, but I also want to play like a proper game. So just randomly, I was like, I need a time sink, something that I can sink my time into that's a bit meaningful, that doesn't feel like it's going to waste, something that I can set myself goals in. I really like grinding for some reason, I've decided, and farming materials. So I was like, why don't I just, and then I just thought, well, RuneScape, I guess, is like that. Why don't I try old school RuneScape again, you know? So this all just randomly happened. I come online yesterday, I see on Twitter, I actually saw 2 WoW streamers playing old school RuneScape for the first time, streaming it yesterday. I saw them in my section, and I was like, no freaking way has everyone kind of got on the old school RuneScape thing. I'm seeing it everywhere, which arguably that could explain why everyone's playing it, but I swear to God, mine was totally organic. And it's almost like, do you remember when Minecraft came back around, when PewDiePie, I'm a big fan of PewDiePie, I've been watching him since I was a kid. I love him, he makes me laugh. But I remember when PewDiePie did his original Minecraft playthrough, and it like resurged Minecraft, like Minecraft came back again. And the weirdest thing is that I also had a feeling to play Minecraft at the same time, and then I saw PewDiePie playing it and I was like, huh, that's weird. Sometimes I feel like more than advertising, more than subliminal messaging, advertising, blah, 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 more than trends, I also wonder how much of it is psychology of like, we have so much of one thing and we go back around, you know? Like, I haven't played like a RuneScape type game in a long time, so it's kind of like I fancy a change. Oh, well that kind of fills the hole that I'm yearning for at the moment. I'm gonna play that. You know what I mean? I wonder how much of it is that. And it's funny because even I saw an Asmongold video recommended to me yesterday on my YouTube. Like I said, I've been like offline, so when I opened my YouTube yesterday, I got a recommendation of Asmon reacting to a video about RuneScape, and I was like, what is happening? Why is everyone playing RuneScape? So maybe we'll have an old school RuneScape warm-up stream where we can all run around the agility course and print some money and then all die and lose it. What do you guys think?